Welcome to Weather Weenies on a dreary, cloudy, damp for some Monday. I'm Alan Holt, Christian Bridges. We're in our Weather Weenies exclusive streaming studio.
Great to have you back.
Welcome
back from your vacation.
A little anniversary week off, yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Happy anniversary.
Yeah, August 10th. Funny.
How many years married?
This was the 7th.
7 years.
7th year, yeah.
Wow.
On the wedding day in 2019, we had a hailstorm hit the house.
Down in Texas.
It was in Lemoyne.
Oh,
it was like
got married in Maine.
Got married, yeah, at my parents' place.
That.
Yeah, beautiful
You
spot.
always knew you belonged here in your heart.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, all of her family's sprinkled around. Mine have deep roots up there in Lemoyne area, but the hail that hit that day reminded me, like, you know how the storm that came through here,
It was Thursday.
Yes. Okay. It had a lot, like accumulating hail.
Right.
It was similar, not to that level, but
Yeah. You missed such a busy weather day.
I know. Yeah.
You were off on vacation, and of course, like the storm of the year sweeps through South Portland,
big
and
wind.
Cape Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Crazy, 70 mile an hour or 69 mile an hour
Yeah,
gusts in the Jetport.
way up.
80 mile an hour gusts in Cape Elizabeth. I mean,
Yeah.
I actually drove through there yesterday. And it was crazy seeing the piles of debris, in house after house, the trees down that you could tell they had just recently come through and cut them to where they were not blocking the road anymore.
Yep.
It's not something you see often around here.
Yeah, that was a big storm.
It was legit. You're right.
Today,
You mentioned this. You mentioned it when you came in. You said there was kind of a different feel outside.
yeah,
this morning.
I was looking on the ground. There were like acorns on the ground. What is this?
Almost a little taste.
What's
of
this?
Fall. It wasn't like it was crisp taste of fall. It was like a ooh.
It was like
cool and
hey, I'm still here.
Right.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
Fall? I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to get nicer later in the week.
Yeah.
But
I mean, summer's by no means over.
It just had that.
Yeah.
It just was like gray, like a stratus deck.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we've had so many of these days. It wasn't a true t-shirt and shorts day. I walked out in a t-shirt and shorts this morning, and I was like, a sweatshirt might be a good idea to grab.
I like hoodie and shorts.
Yeah, hoodie. Yeah, it's a good vibe.
That's what the go-to.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah, that was. Hey, I was following your.
And you were saying that there may be some griping about amount of rain, which I feel like is universal. Like no matter where you're living, it's never enough rain.
Right.
But to be fair, I'm just watching y'all and just trying to keep up with that. There was like no hype on rain amounts here. Just that there was rain in play, and it was not surprising to wake up to a few showers this morning.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
It just didn't end up being soaking. It's just been very light. It's been very sprinkly.
Not drought busting.
Busting, that's for sure. Just some sprinkles out there. Still dreary and gloomy out there, but there is a little bit of clearing in western Maine. It does look like maybe before sunset, maybe we'll get a peak or two of sun, but I wouldn't count on it. Here's live look in Casco. I was showing this because at least off in the distance, you could see that maybe some clearing.
Maybe
a little bit trying to break out there, but largely it's still just pretty gloomy in most spots, and it's looking like it's going to be staying that way. And
low cloud deck.
I know we had some fog too earlier. I noticed the visibility was on the low side, but for rain chances, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if most people don't really get much the rest of this week. A few showers tomorrow, it looks like, maybe a couple on Wednesday. Keeping that chance there Thursday, but Thursday does not look very wet at all.
Thursday.
The front coming through.
Yeah, I feel like Thursday, most of the modeling is saying no rain.
Yeah.
What I'm curious about, just the upper levels, it looks like a little piece tries to swing through.
A little bit of energy, yeah.
And that could be enough, but it's like Thursday doesn't look like like an overly rainy day.
Right. And every day this week looks better than today, which is nice.
I think so. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Thursday's like the transition day too. Like that front comes in. Oh boy.
Yeah.
I think it's nice.
Right back to nice, refreshing weather. I know, I'm sure a lot of people are not happy about, the return to humidity that we're having right now and through the next few days, but it'll get better. It's coming. The nice weather is going to return. But yeah, for today, for this evening, maybe a peak or two of sun. I wouldn't count on it. It does look like there's some storms developing to the west. We'll see if a couple of those make it into western Maine. Otherwise, it's just a lot of these low clouds, some of that drizzle. Not really all that exciting for the afternoon. Tomorrow looks kind of like I bet there'll be some fog in the morning.
And one other
Tuesday.
Yeah, like on the temperatures, right? We're like what, mid to upper 60s right now. We've got
right around 70.
The cloud deck stays with us. They don't really move a whole lot overnight.
Not really refreshing.
No.
I actually had to turn. I was a little disappointed at myself. I had to put my AC on.
Really?
Night. Yeah, it was just muggy. You know.
Really? I felt like the breeze was somewhat cool.
Yep.
But it did come with some moisture.
Yes. Yeah. And I know I woke up and I was like, oh, I feel really sticky.
Yeah.
I had to actually close my window a little and I put the AC on. Tonight kind of looks like that again.
Yeah.
Muggy, kind of mild in the 60s. Tomorrow looks better though. Looks like by the afternoon it clears out a good bit. Warmer too, back up into the upper 70s or mid 70s. Average highs are right around 80 this time of year. We're much below that today.
We've got to be toward the end of the peak average high.
Yes, I noticed it dropped to 79.
Did it? Oh, it did.
80.
So we're
a couple
past
days ago.
Peak.
We have slid past.
Okay.
We're on the slow decline now. I know. And I've really started to notice the light in the evenings too.
Over
I've
an hour.
At 8 p.m. It's like, okay, it's almost completely dark now. Whereas just a few weeks ago, it was obviously the sun was still up.
One nice thing about I know that we're losing the daylight is in the summer months, you get a lot of twilight.
Yes, you do.
Like this, it's not like it just because the sun's angle. It's like going down.
Right.
Pretty angled. Like in South Texas, it would go straight down. Almost.
Right. It was the same in Georgia or anywhere in the South.
In those southern yeah. So you would lose daylight you would get 30 minutes of twilight and then that was it.
And you think about it even at our peak highest sun angle, it's still nowhere near directly overhead.
No.
Like it is in the South.
You have to be 23 and a half degrees.
Right. The Tropic of Cancer.
Yes. Or south.
Of Capricorn.
Yeah. One between that
Between
range.
the belts.
Yeah.
There's only one state that's that.
Yeah.
It's Hawaii.
Yeah. Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Florida, the tip of the Florida Keys is just above 23 and a half degrees.
Oh, man.
So there's nowhere in the continental U.S. that the sun is technically directly overhead on the summer solstice. Only in Hawaii does that happen.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, to your point, the sun's not directly over. And as it's going down, it's got a significant angle, which is the reason we get the prolonged twilight.
And that's why in Alaska, even if the sun sets below the horizon, they still have
light.
Twilight for the whole night because the sun is only just below the horizon.
Exactly.
So, kind of cool. But I know, I thought of that last night because even at 9 p.m., still just a glimmer.
Tiny bit.
Of twilight left on the horizon.
Yeah. Oh, but it's so nice.
Yes. Yeah. And by Wednesday, right back to nice weather. Looks warm. Probably still a bit muggy on Wednesday, but after that, once that front moves through Thursday, humidity drops. Looks really, really nice for the rest of the week. But I wanted to bring up the drought monitor. I know we've been really dry the past 6 weeks. Of course, we had the big storm in the Portland area, but that was so isolated. I mean, if you were in Yarmouth, you got nothing. If you were in Old Orchard Beach, you got nothing. So, with how isolated and how just scattered all the precipitation's been, I was not shocked to see this last week that severe drought came back in Midcoast and in the Portland area.
We did make some pretty big strides, especially in the spring. I mean, July was kind of a bummer of a month in terms of rainfall.
Right. We're complaining as if it wasn't the most beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was gorgeous. But
in terms of rainfall, I feel like July is what did what we're seeing now in the drought monitor. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just it was like we took, a couple steps forward and then one and a half step back. Right. And so.
And I've got to say, with this strong El Nino that we're in now, going into the fall and winter, that does favor more precipitation. El Ninos tend to be pretty wet here. So I bet this will be turning around as we get into the fall and winter, but not in the next few days. This is our rainfall forecast through Thursday early morning. Yeah, I mean, other than the drizzle, most of us not really getting a whole lot. It's very scattered activity.
Not lucrative.
Yeah, the front that's coming through looks very moisture starved on Thursday. Probably not going to bring us a whole lot, but it will bring dry air again. That's going to feel good.
We like that.
Yeah, we like that. End of the week. I mean, yesterday it was I think the high in Portland was 72. It was
room temperature.
It was room temp. It was beautiful all day. That weather comes back later in the week. It gets refreshing and nice again Thursday and especially into Friday and Saturday. yeah, I mean, if we're going to have a kind of gross start to the week, might as well keep the nice weather on the weekends. This is a great pattern. It just for, outdoor activity lovers, especially those that have to work, Monday to Friday. But yeah, this front or this system, once it moves out and once this front clears us out on Thursday, looks great for the end of the week. Nice dry air moving in, sunshine, high pressure. Looks like if you're hoping for a soaking rain, maybe Sunday night into Monday.
Early next week.
Next week. Of course, we'll see how that actually ends.
We got a weekend to enjoy before that happens.
That's right. Yeah. And it may end up being that pretty much the whole weekend stays dry.
Hopefully.
Hoping the rain stays until Sunday night. But yeah, one quick peek here at the 7-day forecast overall. Oh, I don't know why I forgot to turn off all the extra icons.
Well, that's fine.
That's
okay.
Fine.
We're not on TV yet.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. This is our practice run for that. Anyway, looks warmer later in the week. Looks nicer. Gets drier. Refreshing nights return. Beautiful, warm, sunny afternoons. Watching Sunday into Monday for chances for rain.
That's the gist.
Not too bad.
Weather Weenies at newscentermaine.com if you have any questions. If not, we'll see you next time.